What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Alex Cuesta Show. How is everybody doing out there on this Wednesday, July 24th, 2024, episode number 133? For anyone astute out there, it's just me right now. David absolutely sucks. His internet has been going in and out, and he'll be here at some point. So hopefully he can hang on. But I mean, losing David isn't that much of a loss anyway. So we will be okay. We will press on. So I just want to go do our normal spiel we do. If you like what you see today, if you're on YouTube, if you're on X, if you're on Facebook, hello to everybody. We appreciate you all being out there. We appreciate you all watching and joining in. If you like what you see, smash that like button, subscribe to the show on YouTube, follow us over on X, Facebook. Go give us a follow there if anyone ever uses that anymore, but we're there. If you also like what you see, just go search on the socials, The Alex Cuesta Show. We will be there. Last week, we had a great show. We talked to Ben from Benology. If you see him, he's over on Geeks and Gamers. He has his own YouTube channel where he streams a bunch of gaming stuff. He talks cultural things over on G&G with Tuesday Night Main Event. It was an awesome show. Ben gets a lot of shit and a lot of hate on G&G, but he doesn't deserve it all, damn it. Not all. It was lots of fun. We talked to him, so go back and check that out. And like I've been doing every week, I've been giving a shout out to some of our friends of the show that we've had on. This week, our boy Adam Coleman. He is someone that rose to prominence a few years ago now, and just basically speaking his mind on X. And the rare thing is he's a black conservative. So we just spoke from that perspective and got a lot of people to follow him. Started Wrong Speak Publications. Now he has his own Substack, Speaking Wrong in the at the Right Time Substack. So go follow that. He does a video series called Breaking Bread, which is also fantastic. He sits around, he talks to interesting people. He writes over at, not the Post Millennial. I got to look that up. I'm terrible at this, but looking this shit up. But go find Adam. Go look for him up on X, Adam Coleman. He's an awesome dude. So you want to go there. But I'm going to bring in our guest because I think everyone here is tired of watching me yak already. Nate G, what's going on? You are here. My man, you are always here. But they are James and Kay of Melee Games. What are you guys doing down there? Get up here.
We're small.
Yes, now you are big. You are back. They are Melee Games, gaming and entertainment YouTube channel. What's going on, guys?
Oh my God, Alex, thank you for having me. And I was listening to your introduction there, and it's like, I'm just thinking, why do you have us on? Good Lord, you're talking to all these cool people and everything, and it's just like, now it's us. Oh my God.
Other random people on. Hello.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bring it down, but hopefully you guys still enjoy the show regardless. But
here's the problem with all this. I am like a former gaming nerd, right? Like I used to play games a ton. And last system I have is my PlayStation 4. It's quite literally sitting in my office right up there. And I'm a person that I still follow games. I watch side scrollers. I'll try to catch you guys when you're on, G&G, Friday Night Tights. I try to stay involved and follow people that don't suck in the gaming space, right? Because there's a lot of people that are absolutely terrible in the gaming space. So I try to follow people that don't suck, that are pretty based. And I found you guys, and you guys are freaking awesome. So it's just, we just like talking to interesting people. And, we as in David should be here at some point, but me right now. And we're pumped to have you guys on. So anyone that is interested in watching some fun streams, having a good time, go subscribe to Melee Games. They over there, just go search them at Melee Games on YouTube. Follow them on X right there again at Melee Games. It's really, they made it real difficult to find them, right? They just kind of made all their
what name?
Terrible.
That's part of the problem though, right? Like you guys found the name that no one else has, which is dope, right? Like the problem is when you have names of shows that people have and it's like Melee Games 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like
yeah. No, when we were coming up with this, we were like, we could not have that. No way. And we were brainstorming names for a while. And Kay, of course, thought of her favorite Smash Brothers, and it was just like, well, it's got to be Melee now. And then I'm like, oh, that's great, because we also love Monkey Island, and I'm like, well, the opening island is called Melee, so this is perfect. So there you go. I do get people that come into our comments and they're like, you need to change your name. I'm trying to find Smash Brothers Melee videos, and you guys keep coming up, and I'm like, no, I will not change my name.
And then you should get comments and be like, well, do you like the content at least? And if not, fuck off. Like that's it. Like,
exactly.
Thanks for the super chat, but now piss off. Like it's like, thanks for giving me your money to complain. Oh, let's see. David's attempting to be back.
David.
are you done?
There he is.
Oh my God, he's in pretty vision as well.
I wasn't
now.
on my
HD.
Ethernet because
Are you
it decided not to connect me there. It connected me on my Wi-Fi, and then everything just went. So it is raining here. I do expect that. of
People
this,
know
but
Wi-Fi. David, you're in West Virginia. Wi-Fi in West Virginia doesn't actually.
It's not actually a thing. Yes.
It's not a thing. Like you would be better off trying to hook up to like Starlink in Ukraine. Like,
But I
you would
should
have a
be okay
better
now.
chance at getting anything done.
Jesus.
Like, so that's where we'd be. So we were just, talking to James and Kay about their name and things like that. And they're getting shipped for people looking for Super Smash Bros. Melee. So what you guys should do, you guys should stream Super Smash once a week just to create a shit ton of videos to piss those people off more. So there's
that's
more
cool.
like
Yes.
Super Smash Melee.
And we should be intentionally terrible at the game. Like,
Well,
just
we already
the
are.
worst. I mean,
'Cause
yeah, we're pretty
We
bad
tend
at the
to
game.
stream Smash drunk, so we're usually pretty bad. That's the issue. But yeah, we haven't actually played Melee on the channel though. Okay, that's crazy.
You've never played Melee, which
never
makes me
played Melee,
angry to a
period.
degree.
Yeah.
You've never played Melee.
I was an
Oh,
Xbox kid, so no. This is another thing. Is Kay is very much like, yeah, she is like the East Coast gamer, and I was the West Coast gamer.
Yes.
I was comparing it to AOL. I was saying, yeah,
David.
AOL Dave here, good old AOL Dave. But
Dave, that might have to be your new name, AOL
Yeah.
Dave. Like I think
AOL
that's where we're
Dave.
gonna get you at.
I should just be late, and every time I come back in to see AOS startup, you know what's going on.
That should be your logo. Your logo should be the little dude running.
your
The
merchandise could be the AOL trial discs and everything. That'd be great.
Now, I imagine. So, David, you never experience AOL, right? You were too young for AOL. Like,
I know I did.
did you?
We had it. We had
You
it.
had it? You
I've heard
did?
that shit. Yeah.
AOL fucking sucked. The modem and everything. And kids. I hope our demographic will know what it is. But for the most part, too many kids don't know or have never experienced watching that little bastard run into the middle, and then all of a sudden he goes away, and you don't get that family picture. Like that was annoying.
You know how many people don't know what ASL is? And that just like shocks me. I'm like, that's just like normal.
And I say this all the time too. Like we talk about like, oh, children's safety on the internet is terrible and how terrible Reddit is and 4chan. It's like, motherfucker, that was a chat room. That was 4chan and Reddit was an absolute.
Reddit's terrible because it creates soy. That's the issue
Yeah.
with Reddit. So
Reddit's
like,
cringe.
Just generates it, really.
yeah.
But was AOL chat rooms created fucking Kris Tyson? Like they were all there. Like he would have been on the AOL chat rooms ASLing and hoping that the kid says 13, like, and not lying and saying 30. Like
I was way too young on the AOL chat rooms, and it's just like, wow, there's a lot of girls interested in me. None of them were real. Zero were real. But
oh my god, yeah, catfishing was quite literally invented there. It was absolutely terrible.
oh, it was a hobby. Everyone was doing it.
So, Kate,
you were either getting catfished or you were doing the catfishing. I was a small little fish back in the day. Just
Hey, did you ever admit to
innocent
being
fish.
a girl? Did you ever admit to being a girl when you were in those chat rooms? Or
No,
were you
so
actually afraid?
I was too honest, but my best friend would always be the girl. He would be the girl and all that stuff. He actually catfished people in World of Warcraft all the time. That was what he
And
would
he
do.
got so much loot for it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I
People were
was
like,
so
"Here you go."
poor in World of Warcraft, and this dude was just bawling. He had his
Living
mount
the
immediately.
absolute life.
Oh my god!
I mean, people would do that in RuneScape too. Like RuneScape was the wave, and you can get people to like jump into RuneScape and things like that. That game was
Oh my God,
absolutely terrible.
I
Looking
miss
for
RuneScape. though,
It's still
low-key.
there. It still exists. There is still the same
is
exact
still a thing.
server. You could
Yeah.
still start in that same spot, still wander into the woods, and there's still those same high level dickheads that would take all your stuff. As a low level person, RuneScape has scarred me forever. I hate that game.
I need to play that game.
RuneScape literally lasted longer than World of Warcraft. It's the DSP of MMOs. It cannot be killed. It cannot be destroyed. It's a cockroach.
And Flame Age, Smash Bros. Melee gameplay. Here we go. Wait, what? You
Oh,
get
no.
better, okay? Flame Age, it is better. Damn it.
Melee is the superior Smash. Don't listen to James, who thinks Ultimate is better. He's wrong.
I love Ultimate. I will
No.
sim for Ultimate forever. It's great.
I mean,
It's got
Dave,
Banjo Kazooie in it. Fuck you.
is Dave gone again? Is Dave dead?
Yeah.
Dave, no! AOL Dave!
There he's
AOL
back.
What's
Dave.
going on? I don't know
AOL
what's
Dave,
going
and then
on.
we're doing like the roulette there. Like every time you go, like James and Kay switch their position. Dave, what is
It's like the
What is
intro to
going
the
on?
Brady Brunch over here. Oh my
He's
god.
gone again.
David is? I don't know if David's going to be on this show. I might kick him off. I might kick him off. Like this might
Get him out of here. Take his
This is
coat.
more funny. We're going to be having like serious discussion. He'll just freeze.
Oh my god,
For
it's
poses.
going to
I
be
like him
great.
shifting around.
It is fun. We're doing like real life. Maybe I'll just put myself like down here just for fun. No, I lied. I'm a dickhead. But anyway, so okay, here we go. Dave, this is your last chance.
We all know.
He's already done. He's already cooked.
We all know it's not going to last. I'm back on Wi-Fi. I don't know what's happening. This is bad.
Oh my God.
If you are drinking at home, take a shot every time Dave disconnects.
If you're not drinking at home, just start drinking, because what are you doing? Look, I have my conservative dad's ultra white beer, which I know people get mad about. We had Seth on the show, and Seth was nice enough to send us a care package of a shirt and all this stuff. And I have Riley Gaines being very conservative and in her bikini and wet back there. So yeah, no, that's but yeah, no, it's a good time. It was fun. So we're actually going to get into it. Dave is going to just continue doing what the fuck David's doing. And we're going to get into the show, and we're going to try to have a show now, because like, and it's funny too. It's like, this would happen today. You guys are like, this has never been this bad with David. Like, we've had moments, like we've all had internet shit, right?
It doesn't bother us in the least way.
I prefer it. It's funny.
When you're doing internet shows, like, this happens, this type of shit occurs. So Nate G, somebody picked up the phone. Yeah, someone did pick up the phone. Ma, trying to do an internet show. Stop.
You can call your aunt later, Ma. Put it down. Yeah, I love it.
For us, it was Titi. Our aunt was Titi. Call Titi later.
Oh, geez.
Oh, my God. So let's jump right into it. We have a shit ton of stuff going on in the gaming, in the entertainment world. David said he'll be back figuring this out first. Doubt. Absolute doubt. He just sent me a text. But
disconnect again, yes.
We have a shit ton of stuff going on in the gaming world, in the YouTube world, in the space that you guys are in with YouTube, with streaming. And it's kind of funny, like the things going on definitely collide with both the things you do, right? I want to start off with the greatest game that is not anticipated by Ubisoft, apparently, because Ubisoft just said their most anticipated game is Star Wars Outlaws. So fuck their cultural appropriation game, right? So I am talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows. So for those that don't know, for those that aren't aware, if you're not into the gaming space, and you know, we have a smorgasbord, we do politics, sports, and everything here. Assassin's Creed Shadows is a game that's coming out by Ubisoft, and what it is they decided to go into feudal Japan and finally do an Assassin's Creed with some samurai and shit like that, and shinobi, right? Like, it's gonna be cool, and you would think badass Japanese dude and whatever, and you'd be wrong, because they decided that instead of making a Japanese person be Japanese and, you know, do samurai shit, they decided to pick any random moment in New York City's Chinatown, where they have a black samurai going and cutting down Japanese people.
That's right.
Now, that is the original issue, and it's, you know, at first it was played off as, you know, us right-wing bigots, right? Us super white gamers that are just really mad and want everything to be white and male in gaming. And that's why we're mad, right? Alyssa Mercanti, I see UK. Alyssa Mercanti over there just trying to one-line everything, and she's awful.
Yeah.
But it's now trickled into Japan. And Japanese politicians and Japanese people are just livid about this. And so we're going to get to you guys first. Whoever wants to start. What's your opinion about what's going on with Assassin's Creed?
I love it. I absolutely love it, because I am a longtime Ubisoft hater. I have hated them pretty much. I've said the last good game they made was Ghost Recon in like 2007. So this is a long time coming, and I've always hated the Assassin's Creed series, and they've always been this weird historical fiction. They want to have their cake and eat it too. And as the culture war raged on and got bigger and bigger, they got even more separated from the history. So before it was like, yeah, it's all fiction, but it was kind of close. But I can't remember exactly which one it was. I think it was the Norse mythology one. I literally they
Valhalla.
They've released like 25 of these. I've played 2 of them and I hated all of them. But they had like this history lesson, like this museum you could go into in Valhalla. And even that they changed because they found history to be problematic. So even the portion of their game that they deemed as like, here's the real history, they even changed that. So it's just, this is such a long time coming. And of course, no one in the West, no country in the West would unify and say, we hate Ubisoft. It took Japan. So they picked the wrong enemy. They picked the wrong target. And of course, this is the most offensive one. This is the most hilarious in your face and subversive one. Literally in the trailer, you have Japanese men and women bowing towards the We Was Samurai. I don't even know his name.
Yasuke, Suke, whoever.
Yasuke. Yeah. And then they're playing urban beats while he's walking through the streets of feudal Japan and just bashing in Japanese men's heads. And it's hilarious. I genuinely find it just hysterical. But I thought they were going to get away with it. My prediction was that they were going to lose a ton of money. Yeah. I think I'm going to be right, but I didn't realize how much money. Like, their stocks are tanking. And as you mentioned, like, Japan is unified in their hatred against Ubisoft.
They have literal meetings over it. Like,
thank you, Japan.
Insane.
It's fantastic. It really is. Now, Kay, one thing is, I agree with James on this. I don't know, how do you feel about the Assassin's Creed games?
Oh, they're terrible. I played the first 3, I want to say, and then I kind of went in and played a bit of Origins or whatever the Pyramid one was. I can't remember. Yeah. And like, the gameplay just gets so stale so fast, and it's just become another series that's just very cookie cutter. Okay, we're going to put it in X setting, and then we're just going to use the exact same gameplay. I liked Black Flag for a little bit because I'm a big Pirates fan in general.
Just the beginning when you're on the ships. That's unique. That was the only unique part about it. And then it just quite literally becomes Assassin's Creed when you get off of it.
Exactly. And I'm just sneaking in bales of hay again. I'm sitting on a bench and I'm bored and I don't care.
I'm throwing this over to Nate. Nate, you're going to make this decision. Do we let David back in? Because David is right now in the backstage. Do we let David back in, or do we tell David to fuck off for the rest of the show?
All the drinkers at home want David back in. Yes. We need AOL Dave to do another
if your
shot.
Name
Let's
is
go.
Not AOL Dave, then I'm immediately kicking you out. So your name better be AOL Dave when I bring you in, Dave, or you're getting kicked the fuck out. So I see you over there. I think you're changing. I'm giving you a second to change it. You have 3,
feverishly
2, 1. Let's see. Are you AOL Dave?
AOL Dave!
My connection has decided to rope max the whole night, and if it does it again, I might, to be quite honest.
No.
Okay, so David, you are back temporarily. I'm going to say temporarily.
Yeah, I'm almost guaranteeing it's going to happen again at this point.
Reset the clock.
This is fantastic. This is exactly what I want for this stream. But Dave, we were talking about
I listened.
Okay, you were listening. So it's the only time you listen, because you don't listen to our shows typically.
Not to you. No, not to you.
Half the time you hate our own show. But
I feel like a child and my parents are divorcing. Is this how it always is, chat, with these two?
I mean,
who do I choose, mommy or daddy?
Well, that was the Dane Cook thing. Like, you're just like, mommy slapped daddy at the dinner table. It's mommy's like crying. Keep eating, kids. Keep eating. It's okay. Daddy just got upset. It's okay.
Oh my God, the classic Dane Cook. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
That and thanks for the candy, man. That was a good moment. But...
Yeah, thank you. Or sweet sauce on my pussy. With the
yes,
Whopper, the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah,
my dad's gonna beat me with the belt. Fix the fucking wall. Like,
oh my God.
Right, for anyone in the chat that doesn't remember Dane Cook, he was funny for 5 minutes. Like, he had 2 really good albums.
Let's say Dane Cook is very much a Nickelback of comedians now. I hope you realize that.
It's so sad because like the super finger was a thing, and the super finger was.
Oh God, you're bringing me back. I had a friend that was obsessed with Dane Cook, and he would literally have me over every time Dane Cook would release a new DVD, and he'd be like, we gotta watch it. He already watched it like 20 times, and I was just sitting there while he was in tears rolling over, and it's like, your reaction to this is way more funny than the content, bro.
Yeah,
like, it was just like he was a super fan.
I mean, Dane Cook was funny. Like, he had good stuff, and then he made a movie with, what was it, with Jessica Alba or Jennifer Simpson. Which one was Employee of the Year?
I don't know.
Oh God, you're gonna make.
And Tax Shepard was in it. He had the great quote, like, "It's an '86 Honda. How dare you?" When he made fun of the car. So, yeah, what was that? It was
Jessica Simpson.
Jessica Simpson, and yeah, okay.
An Employee of the Month, 2006. I gotta watch this movie now. You're bringing me back. I gotta watch it.
Jessica Alba. I think he did something with Jessica Alba, and I think that was like kind of the end of it afterwards. Like,
maybe he
touched
did
some money. He saw too hot of a person, and then he was like, "I can't do this. I don't belong in Hollywood." Jessica Alba's perfect. What the fuck am I doing here? So maybe that's what happened. He was great. Dude, Jessica Simpson and the Daisy Dukes and Dukes of Hazzard is the only thing that anyone ever needs to know. But so. Back to Kay. So while we were talking about the Assassin's Creed games before David rudely interrupted us.
They're terrible. They're really bad. Like, I mean, you didn't interrupt much that was great there. You know, honestly, those games suck. I've given up on caring about them. When I saw the footage for this, like, Japan, I don't even know what it's called. What's it called? Assassin's Creed what? Shadows. Yeah. When I saw the trailer, I was like, of course they couldn't just like have it all Japanese people and just keep it normal. They have to do some kind of little controversial thing to make, you know, I think part of it is also like a marketing thing. Like, I think they knew that they would drum up a bit of controversy by making it a little more diverse. I don't think they knew what they were in for though, because Japan is just a place you don't mess with. Like, I mean, the fact that they literally, did they go to Congress or something? It was like some kind of official political thing in Japan. And there were like meetings.
These Japanese people, like, so I was a comic book nerd, right? I love DC and Marvel, but I always liked anime manga. My dad liked it. Dave and I grew up reading it. I'm fully into the anime manga train because they don't give a fuck over there. Like, they don't care. They lean into the offensive stuff. They let you know it's satire most of the time, right? But they lean into it. So for them, they're going to look at this and go, this isn't satire. This is stupid. And so it's like, Dave, what are you sharing here?
Oh, sharing the movie.
Oh, good luck.
Oh, yeah, good luck.
Good luck, Chuck.
Oh
okay, there we go.
Oh my God.
Jessica Alba.
1
luck,
year
Chuck.
later, this is like a spiritual sequel.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There you go. And yeah, Jessica Alba. So really quick, who's hotter, Jessica Alba or Jessica Simpson?
Ooh, that's tough.
Oh God, I'm gonna go.
Jessica Simpson by margin.
Real quick, while you marinate on it, I do want to bring this up. In 2019, he was in a fucking action movie called American Exit.
That sounds like a fucking gay porn.
We're getting through the American Exit, everybody.
I hope not. I really hope not.
Like, do it now before the American Exit.
We gotta watch it. We
Is
gotta
there
watch this.
Dave, is there a trailer?
We're not watching that trailer. I'm not taking that much of a detour.
Nate G says Jessica Alba. I don't know. Yeah, I think I might. It depends on what you're into, right? Are you into like the smoking hot exotic, or are you into like the big boob blonde? Like, that is kind of what it comes down
you can
to.
get the best of both worlds if you say Jessica Alba as Sue Storm. I'm just saying that was the peak there.
I'm gonna
Jessica
go
Alba
like
with the blonde hair, blue eyes.
I'm gonna go left field and just say Scarlett Johansson because she like is them.
That's not even part of it.
Once upon
I've just
a time,
seen her in too much Marvel slop. I can't even like Scarlett Johansson if I try at this point.
At least she wears a costume in leather so much better than Brie Larson. Okay, I'm there for that. So back to where we were going with Assassin's Creed. So here's my question, and yeah, we're gonna try and we're not gonna stay on task. We never do.
So fuck tasks.
How did Ubisoft not figure out how to make any game different with Assassin's Creed when Spider-Man figured it the fuck out, right? Like, Spider-Man used to be very similar to Assassin's Creed. Do mission, same mission. Okay, side missions are all the same. It's the same 6 side missions. And that's kind of what Assassin's Creed became, right? Like, you do the main story and there's the same 6 side missions, and it got boring really quick. I have no idea how anyone fanboyed for Assassin's Creed. Like, they were fun in the beginning. Stabbing someone in the neck is only cool so many times, right? How did Spider-Man figure this the fuck out? Like, the recent Spider-Man games, from all intents and purposes, have been really good, right? They don't have the same level of like constantly the same exact thing over and over again. So is it just Ubisoft sucking at what they do? Is that all we're getting with this?
I think it's modern game syndrome. I think Ubisoft has always sucked, but I mean, even that new Spider-Man 2, I think it was mostly panned. It was also like
Spider-Man 2 was super
paused. I even thought the first one was quite paused, but it was kind of under the surface. Like, you had to do 100% and do all the side missions and listen to all the dialogue, and then you'd see it. But
you don't want to help a gay couple go to prom, James?
Yeah, exactly.
I would love. Yeah, I'm Team Doc Ock on this one, or whoever. Like, yeah, just throw him into the ocean. Yeah. But yeah. So even that last one, I don't think people loved too much. But I really didn't hear much on the gameplay, so I'm not even sure if people liked the gameplay in that one. I think it was kind of like
with Spider-Man. Yeah, the gameplay is good in the Spider-Man games. That's actually what irritates me, is that like the Spider-Man games are very paused now, but I like the gameplay. So I actually liked the first one from Insomniac. Insomniac.
Yeah.
And to see like all sorts of stuff. There's just freaking flags everywhere. It's just paused every second possible. He's saving like the same 3 migrants like from trouble in the
Specifically migrants.
Hey, you don't understand. It's the authentic New York experience. Like,
Might actually be at this point.
Yeah.
To be quite honest.
It's just accurate. It's not intentionally paused. It's just that's what New York is.
Yeah.
It's like I saw the writing on the wall even with Spider-Man 1, and sometimes I like get a back and forth on that because a lot of people do like the first Spider-Man game from Insomniac. But even then, Aunt May's whole like, oh, we gotta save all the people and all this stuff, and it's just like it was so heavy-handed on, you know, moral goodness. And I don't want games to beat me over the head with moral goodness. I don't care. I'm here for escapism. So Spider-Man 1 had the signs, and then Spider-Man 2 just turned it up to 150%. But the difference is that Insomniac knows how to build a good game. They just don't understand how to stay away from like the politics of all of it. And I think like with Ubisoft, they just go to the lowest common denominator possible. Okay, we've got the slot. It's like EA, right? Every time you see a sports game from EA, they're not really innovating much. They know they're going to get the sales. The title's there. Oh, a new Assassin's Creed game is out. I'm going to buy it because I'm too busy working 80 hours a week to go like see what other games are out there. I already have trust with this game. I kind of know what I'm in for, so I'll just pick that up instead. So I think they prey on people that are too busy with their lives and that just want to like pick up a quick like, you know, oh, you know, I'm going to play for 2 hours after I'm done taking care of my kids or whatever. I think that's what they prey on. And that's why those games still sell. But realistically, I think Ubisoft knows that as well.
Yeah.
Nate,
100%.
DLC will be a Palestinian flag. Thank you, Nate. They're probably like,
That's totally believable.
It is believable.
half Palestinian, half trans. Like you're combining the.
I literally, like, I read that. I'm like, wait, actually? And then I was like, no, he's joking.
Honestly, Nate, send that to Ubisoft. They might send you a check. Honestly,
Yeah,
they might send you a check for like an original idea. But
but I actually do think that AAA titles being referred to as slop is the best way to refer to them because it really doesn't feel like any of them have any cultural impact. Even if normies go out and buy them and play them every so often, there's not anything that they look back on like, man, I really enjoyed that experience. It was just something to do. It was just something that they put on a plate, said, go ahead, go about your day and get whatever you need to get done. So slop is the perfect term for them.
Yeah,
and it's like you look at
replay value anymore. They really don't have replay value anymore. That's one of the biggest issues with a lot of these games.
well, because they make them so big. On your point, they make these games so giant and like full of padding. Like for example, the Final Fantasy VII remake and Rebirth. I bought those both day one. Well, actually, James gifted me the other one for Valentine's Day. But I digress. I was really excited to play both because I really liked the first remake, and the second one is so large and padded with so much garbage because they know that they want to keep you hooked in for like years as they build the next one. But I'm like, fuck this. I don't want to play this anymore. I'm so done. So I think like Assassin's Creed also does that, which is why these games don't feel replayable, is because their goal is to just keep you stuck in them until the next one comes out. And then you're like, okay, now I'm going to upgrade my version rather than go and play through this all over again. So yeah, it's all very predatory in my opinion with Ubisoft's practices. And they know that. They know they can just put in a tiny bit of effort and that people will play it. And if you look at the price of a game, I'm going to go off of Canadian prices here. Like we're spending almost $100 a game here at this point on a new game. But then you look at the price of going to a movie, and for James and I to go to a movie, we're almost spending $100 too after we get food and everything. So it's like, are you gonna, like as a consumer, are you going to go and buy this game that you can just refer to every once in a while for the $100, or are you going to go to one movie for 2 hours for $100? I think that's a whole other conversation. But ultimately, it's what people are just kind of in an entertainment situation of like, okay, well, this is technically more bang for my buck, but is it really? I don't know.
So I want to jump into, Dave, do you have the apology pulled up at all or anything there?
I do. Yes,
so I want to jump into, so Ubisoft decided that because Japanese government people were getting involved, government officials were getting involved and, you know, we're starting to rage against them. They decided to put out an apology. Now, it isn't like a 4-pager or something like that.
Yes, it is annoyingly long.
It's annoyingly long. So we're going to have it up on the screen. But basically, TLDR is that, honestly, they just kind of contradicted themselves. They basically said, hey, we strive in our games to be at times historically accurate. But when we choose to, we're not going to be historically accurate. And basically said like, we're sorry that you got offended. That's all I got.
Yes,
That's all I got out of this.
Yeah.
Japanese people, thank you for lending us your culture. We're sorry that our creative decision offended you. That's I don't know. James K, did you get anything else more out of that?
No,
No, that's
I read this
100% I got
before going on the show, and it's absolutely crazy. Like you said, they don't actually apologize. They pretty much apologize for doing what they do. They say like, oh, we have historians, but it's all fiction, but it's not fiction. And it's up for debate whether or not this is what happened with Yusuke. I also find it funny at one part they say, don't put the blame on any individuals that have worked on this, external or internal, which you can take a lot from that. So really, they just want to say, blame the logo. If you're going to blame anybody, blame the Ubisoft logo. And it's like, okay, so you don't actually want to have any accountability. But also the external, so the external contractor bit made me think like, oh, are you hiring Sweet Baby? Sweet Baby doesn't announce anymore like who they're working with, but they definitely do have external people working on this game.
And for the record,
Brutus will call them the fuck out. Brutus will make sure he calls them out.
Exactly. But Ubisoft and Sweet Baby are both in Montreal, so this is not like a huge trek either. They're down the street from each other. It's very possible.
It certainly is. And it's one of those things, like, you know, the controversy with Yusuke aside, because I just like to point out, I think I pointed out last week with Ben, I'll point it out this week. There was a perfectly good Netflix anime. Netflix animes typically fucking suck, right? They're not great. The Yusuke anime was actually really well done. It was one of the earlier ones when they started to make the big push for their own original anime. And they made him a samurai in that. Like, they showed him being, I think it was a Nobunaga or whatever it is.
Yes, Nobunaga.
Nobunaga's retainer. And he basically upgrades him. But it's a story of him post his time as a retainer trying to get his, you know, kind of get his moxie back. Like, you fast forward to him just living in feudal Japan and he's kind of beat up and he's kind of just a guy. And they did a really nice job there, kind of having him find himself again in this feudal Japan, find his fighting spirit and things like that. And it's like, nobody cared. People actually enjoyed that. Everyone I talked to that has watched Yusuke on Netflix was like, no, the action was solid. The story was pretty good. Like, and it's a black dude in Japan killing Japanese people for, like, you know what I mean? Like, but it was a good story. Nobody would give a shit. Number one, if they thought this was going to be any good. And number two, if it wasn't the only thing that Ubisoft cared about. If they didn't have to point out that it was a black dude and that he's a gay black man in feudal Japan on top of that, he's gay.
Oh, yes.
I forgot about that.
Is that their canon or is that an actual fact about
No,
it?
I think that's their
It's
canon.
all their canon.
It was nothing that I saw that he's gay ever in the show. But it's like, no one would care if it was a good game, number one, and if they didn't make it a big deal. If he just happened to be there, and I think I said to Ben, if you wanted to include Yusuke, he should have been a side character that maybe you could have controlled at some point, but someone that you would have taken on a mission with and used them, and it would have been fucking fine. Nobody would have cared. But it's the fact that this is all that this was their marketing pitch. Hey, be a black samurai in feudal Japan. Like, I don't think it's not that they don't understand. They don't care about their market. Because like you said, they know that there's people that are just going to buy the game Assassin's Creed. I think the last one did like 100 million in sales. And they know that they're going to get somewhere near that. And they just don't give a shit. So are either of you going to be picking up this game?
Oh, good Lord, no. The last Assassin's Creed I bought was 2. So no. There's nothing they could do to sell me on this. But I do say to people, and I said this because I am going to be buying Star Wars Outlaws, even though that looks absolutely terrible, but that's because I'm a horrible Star Wars consumer. But I'm going to be buying.
You're the problem.
But I am going. Here's my golden path here that I always offer people: buy it used, so you don't give them money. Go to your mom and pop shops. Go to your gamer shops. Go even GameStop or whatever. Like, you know, however you can find it. Give the shop money, not Ubisoft, because they see zero. They see zero of that. So I don't want to give them money for Star Wars Outlaws, and I don't want to give them money for this. So that's what I recommend. If for some reason you are an Assassin's Creed consumer, like I am a Star Wars consumer, I a self-hating one. I absolutely hate it. It's
Han Shiloh. You're going to be Han Shiloh over there.
Oh my God. There's no way it can be worse than the Acolyte, right?
Oh, don't spit up in the air with that one.
Wait until you get the heavy rain scene of her having a lesbian sex scene in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe
and you
like
get to
cover one side of the
decide.
screen. I don't know. Is it a
You're not
female
even-
Wookiee?
You're not
You
even
might
going to
be.
get like it's gonna be a gay black Jedi that you're gonna have sex with. Okay,
I already watched lesbian space witches give birth. I can handle this.
and a
but-
fire in space.
But anyway, that's what I recommend. I didn't give Disney my money for Acolyte. I'm not going to give Ubisoft my money for Star Wars lesbian laws or whatever it's called. And so just don't give them money. If you are against this, but for some reason you just love Assassin's Creed, I don't know why, because I think they're all dog shit. But just buy it used. It's going to go used. And there is the other factor of this where Ubisoft is like massively overpricing their games. They're making this super crazy controversy, but then they're pushing their Ubisoft Plus, their Game Pass competitor, because really they want you to own nothing and be happy and just subscribe to Ubisoft Plus. And that's what a lot of people are going to do. All of this, they're drumming up all this controversy, and people will be like, well, I'll pay the $20 a month or whatever it is instead of the $120 to buy the game.
Yeah.
But no, I refuse. I'm not going to do that for Star Wars or Assassin's Creed or anything. You're going to see zero of my dollars.
And if you are going to get this, get it in physical media, like James said. Don't do the $20 a month. Don't do digital, because if you do like Assassin's Creed, it could be ripped out from you at any moment. Anything that's digital online, you don't buy anything. You are just purchasing a long-term rental. Everything that's digital. So buy it physical, and if you feel it in your heart, figure out a way to gift it to James or Kay, so that and you can force them to stream it. So please gift Assassin's Creed at some point, Assassin's Creed Shadow, to James and Kay, so that they can stream it, and do it with the caveat that if we're buying this for you to stream it, and make them torture themselves on the stream.
So we do a show on our channel called Gifted Games Gallery because people like to gift us shit.
Let's do it.
And at one point, shout out to Sparta Kris.
That I was going to
gifted
mention.
us. You know that chick that worked on the Black Panther game that was like, I'm only going to hire black people or whatever.
Yes.
So she made a dating game with only fat black people in it, and he decided to gift the game, and then DM'd me and said, "Kay, just so you know, I want you and James to play this together." And I'm like, thanks. So
Wait, were you just like a skinny white country guy going after fat black chicks? Because that's like honestly like what it is. Like that skinny, like that would be like the most realistic dating game for fat black.
That's somebody's dream somewhere out there. Somebody
You would
wants
definitely
that.
sell that in like the cities of Louisiana. Like you would, that would be like the only thing they spent their $40 paycheck on in 2 weeks. Like that's what they would do.
the
I'm
game is
coming,
called
LaQuisha.
Validate for anyone who wants to know.
I forgot the name.
And
Thank
it
you.
just looks so awful. I think there's maybe one white guy in there, and he's like anorexic and gay or something. Like I don't even know.
Well, you knew he wasn't going to be straight.
Who would
Yeah.
you rather have sex with, the fat black woman or the gay AIDS-ridden straight gay guy, the skinny white guy? Which is the worst scenario? You decide.
God.
So yeah, it's actually a crazy game. It's like buckshot roulette. You're pretty much killing yourself.
Shit, man.
Oh my god!
So it's not out of the question, but I really don't want to play it.
I really don't want to play
So
Assassin's
yes,
Creed.
please gift Assassin's Creed Shadows to them, because we don't stream here, but they do. And if you
but
do,
don't.
I would love to just join in and watch that stream and watch them cry. And
I want to add one note on because this came out a little bit later about their whole apology. If you look underneath the apology, there's actually like a Japanese version as well.
Yes.
That version got community noted by Japan. So I went through and I was like trying to figure out the translation, and I found it, and it pretty much points out that they at some point said that this game was supposed to be historically accurate. So Ubisoft is straight up lying to people, especially according to this community note. And they said, historically accuracy has been confirmed. It has all the information we need to reconstruct what Japan was like in the 16th century. We conducted research and compared the results with experts, and historical fidelity was maintained. It faithfully depicts real historical figures and events of the time. So it's like you're now trying to change the narrative, but it's weird that the Japanese version got community noted and not the English version. So like not as many people are catching that, but I thought that was funny. Like,
And I mean,
literally lying.
And just to put a bow on this, all Ubisoft had to do to avoid this is not call him a samurai and just say he was a badass retainer.
Yeah.
That's all he had to do. He was a badass retainer that was sent on a mission to keep Nobunaga in power. And these are his.
I get that you want to say what they could do. That's not what they want to do. What they want to do is to make history what they want it to be. That's why you see a lot of these things happening in historical shows. You see a lot of them happening in historical games because they want to rewrite history as they like it.
And like Japan doesn't fully hate like Black Samurais or anything. Isn't Afro Samurai like an anime or something?
Afro Samurai is incredible.
Yeah.
Best anime that they've done in like forever. Like they do that all the time.
Yeah.
So, and they
pretty much treated diversity like gambling, and they went double or nothing. So they were just like, well, we have the Japanese, that's already a minority. All right, double or nothing. Now let's throw a black guy in, and it's like,
they're white
adjacent.
adjacent.
Lost everything.
So
and the second playable character is a female shinobi. So there you go.
Who's a lesbian?
Who is she lesbian? Probably.
Yeah, both
probably.
Are,
oh wait, actually, legit, she's a lesbian too.
Both characters can have sex with the same sex, so I think they're both bisexual.
Oh my god! I was gonna throw them a bone because when I saw the freaking,
she doesn't want the bone,
but you can throw Yusuke a bone.
Clearly, she doesn't want the bone. When I saw the original trailer, I was laughing really hard at the whole like urban music and Black Samurai thing. But then I saw her, and they showed a bit of her gameplay. I'm like, okay, yeah. It's kind of weird, but like it works better. This game could be okay if you just play as her the entire time because they made her gameplay look fun.
That's one of the ways they tried to divert in the apology, by the way. They said, hey, they're equal, by the way. You can just play the female one. And it's like, nobody cares.
Nobody cares. But I was like, okay, she kind of reminds me of that like Mass Effect 2 DLC character, James. I don't remember the name of her. Yeah, but like she was like cool in Mass Effect 2. I was like, oh, they kind of made one of those characters. So like you could play the game that way. But no.
And much like Kasumi wouldn't sleep with me, this character will not sleep with you because she's a lesbian. So, very sad to see.
I mean, they could listen. 4chan can dream, right? 4chan can dream.
Anyway,
so we just talked about the whole lot of negative. We want to get a little bit into positive before we get into the territory of hell at the end. But we're going to stay positive here. So games that you guys are looking forward to. Is there anything good out there right now that you guys recommend? And it doesn't have to be AAA because we know AAA blows. But is there anything that you guys are looking out on the horizon that you recommend people to play?
Yes. Let me give one suggestion because we're on the Assassin's Creed topic. So this is a game you can play instead of Assassin's Creed. Screw Assassin's Creed sucks. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is coming out within the next year or so. Don't know the exact date. This game is amazing. I've played the first one. It is so good. It is actually super historically accurate to the point where people got mad at them for not being diverse enough. And they just sat there and laughed at people and were like, no, this is historically accurate to the time. So Kingdom Come Deliverance is my suggestion if you're looking for like a kind of Assassin's Creed type game. But
where's it based off of? Where do they base it at? What's a history of the first one?
It's all Europe. It's all like just medieval Europe.
So you're telling me they didn't make an all black royal family?
No, it's all just, exactly.
Haven't you seen Bridgerton? Damn it, Bridgerton is accurate.
It's people that care about historical accuracy making Kingdom Come.
I've seen like 2 seconds of Bridgerton come up on my screen and I'm like, this looks terrible. Like, I don't understand what this is. So yeah, no, nothing like that. And great soundtrack. They partnered with Sabaton who like do great music as well. So just absolutely, if you're looking for some kind of medieval fighter, Kingdom Come Deliverance feels great, looks great. For people that like Assassin's Creed, Skyrim, any of that kind of stuff, really, you're going to get a great experience and tons of gameplay out of it.
Awesome. I like that. So James, how about you? What are you looking forward to?
Nothing. It's all terrible out there. No, the only game I could think of that is not out yet that I'm looking forward to is the upcoming Power Rangers beat 'em up that looks a lot like Shredder's Revenge.
Really?
That sounds really good. I didn't even hear about this.
Yeah, it's called Rita's Rewind. It was shown during the Xbox Summers Games Fest, the new E3 that we had going on, and it's very much in that style. There's so many retro beat 'em ups now that are coming out because Shredder's Revenge made a ton of money. So that's, I think, the only game currently that I'm looking forward to. Of course, Teon is making a new game, and I'm super excited for anything they do. They made RoboCop recently. That was my game of the year last year.
Nice.
Highly recommend RoboCop if someone hasn't played it. It's amazing. So whatever they make next, I really want RoboCop versus Terminator, but we'll see. So yeah, Power Rangers, the new beat 'em up. But apart from that, I think it's just best to like dig through Steam and see what the indie developers are making. So I really want to get my hands on on Celico. That looks great. I'm a big Doom fan, and it's not out. It's early access, but Celico is made in Doom, so in GZ Doom, and it's just absolutely stunning.
Are you looking forward to the new Doom that they're coming out with, where he's just like a fucking royal centaur?
Not really. I'm kind of a Doom purist. So there's two types of Doom fans. There's the new Doom fans and the old Doom fans. I'm one of the old Doom fans where you play Doom Eternal and I get frightened and confused because it's like a DDR game and you're juggling and platforming and one-ups.
A lot of movement. Yeah.
I will play it, but it's begrudgingly so. For me, I like my old Doom. My favorite Doom is Brutal Doom, which talk about getting canceled. If you praise Brutal Doom, people hate you, but I don't care. I don't care that the creator is an edgy boy. It's like it's Doom,
okay
of course.
to be edgy.
Yeah, you want your creator of Doom to be edgy. Like,
my biggest thing I remember, I played Doom 2. And all I remember is when you get hurt and you're kind of like hiding because you have no energy, all you're hearing is whatever
the
you up around the corner, just like wanting to kill you again. You're like, where's my cheats? Let me get the plasma gun. Fuck that guy. Like,
oh god,
you're trying to do it without cheats as like a 7-year-old. It was not fun. Okay.
If you guys haven't played Brutal Doom, I highly recommend it. I call it pretty much the version of Doom that your parents thought Doom was. It just ups the violence to 11. It turns all the guns up to 11. But yeah, apart from that, I really been addicted to a roguelike FPS because I love my shooters, and I'm always curious how they combine with a roguelike called RoboQuest. It's pretty much
I love RoboQuest.
Oh hell yeah!
Love RoboQuest. So much fun.
Dave, do you agree?
Dave is still a gamer. I'm not.
Dave, do you agree that RoboQuest is Overwatch's canceled PvE mode except good?
I could see that. Yes, I could 100% see.
It plays exactly like Overwatch. Like all the weapons are so Overwatch, but it's actually a great.
Oh, so you're saying it's Concord?
Oh god! Do my robots have pronouns now?
Yeah, really. No, RoboQuest is great. I remember because I played I've Gunfire Reborn, and I love Gunfire Reborn.
Yeah.
So I played a hell of that, and I got RoboQuest as a suggestion. And I looked at it and I was like, well, hell yeah, I got to try this game out. Ton of fun.
You survived the furry shooters, and now you're into the robo shooters. Yeah, Gunfire is good, but it is one of those weird. There's a new trend where it's like this game is great, but it's made for the furries. What's going on here? So I find myself playing a lot of furry games.
David is a furry on his own.
That's completely untrue.
And he's been going through a transition for the last little bit. He's
completely untrue.
He's taking the estrogen. He's on.
I will not be going to Midwest Fur Fest. I will not be doing
this for no reason.
Do not go in the ball pit.
Wait, Dave, why do you know about Midwest Fur Fest?
Because I watch Geeks and Gamers, and that was brought up in a fucking super chat.
Oh no! And you were like, I gotta get the address. I gotta get my suit ready.
There was a lot of diseases that came out of that event. Let me tell you.
David just watches one Taylor Swift video. Was it "We're never getting back together" all the time for all the furries?
That's what you know. That
furries in that?
I don't remember.
No, I remember you're the one that said it. You were convinced Taylor Swift was a furry, and you were the one that was saying it
at all.
Because you had one video.
You're gaslighting me.
You're
shadowing me at this point.
Listen here, you furry little shit. You love Taylor Swift.
No, I don't know. I think it was "We're never getting back together," and in that video, she has a bunch of furries dancing.
Really?
And that's when David was like, "Taylor Swift's a furry."
I mean, that's pretty
flat out. It sounds like something you would say, so don't even like deny it.
Oh my god.
Anyway, Kay, what are you looking forward to game wise?
You already asked her.
No, she gave a shout out.
Okay.
For one.
Well, okay, yeah. Kingdom Come to Learn, so also looking forward to, but I will give another one. There's a game called Kingsmaker, which is also a medieval game. I guess I'm in a medieval mood. But what is super cool about this game is it's like a Steam indie game. I guess it could be considered indie. It's Tiny Build that's publishing it. This is always a weird conversation. But anyways,
I hate that people are like, so they're like gatekeeping indie right now. It's just fucking.
Yeah.
Is it any of the big publishers? I don't care if they have some money behind them. If they're not like having AAA funding behind them, they're pretty damn indie. Games are hard.
Exactly.
Games are expensive. Okay. Like.
Exactly. No, same argument for me too. I'm like, Tiny Build is backing it, but I still consider it indie. But the cool thing about this is so it's like a big war fighter essentially, and you're like in huge fields and stuff. But what sold me on this game is if you go into a building and you blow it up, it is permanently gone. It is destroyed. And it's like, that's freaking sweet because I'm used to like the GTA era, right? Or like the old GTAs. It's like you do whatever and like it doesn't matter. Nothing happens. But this game, it's like every kind of damage you do to the world that you're in stays permanently. And this is just like a huge like hordes and hordes of enemies, almost to the point of like Dynasty Warriors. So I'm pretty hyped for that game too.
I mean, that sounds like lots of fun. See, this is the thing. I like having these streams because like it makes
like,
me
about the things that you're not.
It makes me want to play. Like it makes me want to sit there. Like
we're bringing you back in.
I like a gaming PC. Make my wife divorce me for spending money I don't have, and just start playing games and just go. You know, at that point I'll be single and have a lot of time because she'll kick me out. But there you go. So you're just making. You guys are ruining my marriage. Thanks.
You'll be happy though, Alex.
Gaming.
Trust me. Yeah.
No, here's a funny thing. So my wife is not a gamer. She had an older brother that tortured her. She wasn't a big fan of games. She fucking loves Skyrim to the point of when we didn't have kids, she would sit there and she fell asleep to Skyrim all the time. It was like, you love death and destruction. It was her nap time. It was like her lullaby. Like I'd be fighting a dragon. The thing would be fucking me up. It would be an ice dragon. I'll look over and she's passed out. I'm like, the hell? So like it came to the point where she started wanting to play and she actually got pretty good at the game, like better than I am because I'm not good at games, but
ASMR Skyrim. There you go.
ASMR Skyrim. I don't think maybe honestly, I might just start doing that. I don't know if that's a thing. If people
please
just
don't.
Please don't. You should do it. I bet
Dave, the podcast isn't working. Damn it, we got to do something.
Everyone's gonna comment. My wife keeps falling asleep to this video, and I don't know why.
When they're dead asleep, though, that's when you turn on the Randy Savage mod for Skyrim.
Yes,
turn the dragons into the weird.
Yeah, that's one of the best mods I've ever seen.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
It's amazing.
Fire at you. Oh my god! So those are the games that we're looking forward to. You know, James, I don't know. We weren't on stream when you talked about what you're currently playing, were we? I think we were off stream before.
No, yeah, we were off stream and we were talking about all these horrible things. But no, I'm literally playing it right now. You took me away from it.
Who's Rodas? No, it would be insane.
I drunkenly bought this Ninja Turtles roguelike called Splintered Fate because I'm just like, beat 'em up Ninja Turtles, but it's a roguelike, so I can play it forever. This could be great. It's not bad. It's a budget title, and it's exclusively on the Switch right now and mobile phones. But you can, oh my god, give me the dragon coins. So yeah, so you can see right here. I still want to do a dedicated stream for this. It's weird because it doesn't play like Shredder's Revenge, which is that's the one that made a ton of money. Yep. It plays more like one of my favorite games of all time, Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yes, Ultimate Alliance.
Love it.
Which is what Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League should have fucking been.
Well,
it would have
should have been anything but what it was.
Listen, that game could have been as retarded as it was, but if they would have just had all 4 players on screen, 3 of them doing whatever the fuck they wanted, and then you controlling one like Ultimate Alliance, it probably would have been much more successful because it wouldn't have just been you shooting hordes of things and having one semi-special with a bunch of fucking skins. Like, God, that game sucked.
We could have even had the weird sexual relationship between Harley Quinn and Child Poison Ivy, who was previously not a child, but now is a child, and they never had a relationship in the lore, but now they do. That she's a child. I don't think there's any salvaging that game.
No. I used to follow DC on Instagram until they started pushing all of that shit. They would constantly just post things of like Harley and Ivy just like cuddling and shit like that.
Yeah,
and it's like. It's fucking gay. Like, I hate that. Like,
I mean,
as a longtime DC fan, I got to say that the best thing ever from DC is Bruce Timm. He made the animated series, Batman the Animated Series, and he was kind of the showrunner of all the animation. That man is incredibly horny. So he knows what he was doing back in the 90s, getting Harley and Ivy together. But it was very tastefully done, and but now it's just become what it is, and it's not pleasant.
Chuck possessing the Green Lantern ring. Shut the fuck up.
Such a mess. And now you can get it for like $5 if you want, and free on Amazon Prime.
People playing?
I think there's only like 100-something people playing, so that's why.
What a terrible Good job, sweet baby. Another success for you guys.
Oh my god. It still has DLC coming out, by the way. We don't get Mr. Freeze. We get Mrs. Freeze that looks like a Wojak, and she's a lesbian.
Yeah. I love it.
I don't understand what, they're just doubling down. They're like, fuck it, it's already a failure. Let's just throw all of it in.
Cryo freeze her lesbian lover and is now trying to because here's the thing, that's one thing that Bruce Timm did incredibly was give Mr. Freeze a legitimate storyline.
Heart of Ice, man.
Heart of Ice. And honestly, the things that Batman the Animated Series, I will probably argue, and I'm more of a Marvel than DC guy, but it is probably the best animated series ever done.
It's my favorite show of all time.
It's so good, and the aesthetic is amazing. If they would just give me the 1920s aesthetic, give me the fucking Tommy guns, give me all of that with Batman, it is so incredibly well done. And then Nightwing is my favorite DC hero, so just kind of the spin-off.
Well, there is a new Batman cartoon called Cape Crusader coming out that is
I saw that.
Bruce Timm, and it is the 1920s and it's supposed to be dark and edgy. Now, a lot of people are giving Bruce Timm crap because Harley Quinn's Asian, but I know Bruce Timm. I think he's just like, I want some of the Asian though, because he's always been drawing white girls, and I think he's just like, I literally think Bruce Timm is just, he's so horny that he's like, how about I get to draw an Asian though? So
I'm gonna have to get past that fucking jaw. This jaw is comically dumb. It looks like the Crimson Chin right now from fucking Fairly Odd Parents. The new jaw on Batman is absurd, but if it's Bruce Timm, I'll give it a chance. So I will give it a shot. I will watch it. So, Kay, what are you currently playing?
I'm playing a few things. Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door, which I've played back when I was a wee little lady, but they brought it back out on the Switch, and I'm going to be doing like a huge deep dive with a few people tomorrow. So I've been playing that. But besides that, the thing that's been distracting me the most that a lot of people know about, because I streamed it, I'm on a huge Dead or Alive kick right now. I love Dead or Alive. I always have, but
Jiggle
right now,
physics.
it's the best jiggle physics in the business. I'm just saying. And
the beach one is the most ridiculous game that's ever come out.
It's the best game ever. So I've been like I played some of them before, but now I'm like, no, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to understand the story. And part of what motivated this is that I know that there's a DOA story, but I got into a debate I think like a month ago, and someone was like, oh, it's just like about the sexuality, right? I'm like, no. This actually has a story. This has Ryu Hayabusa
the
from
DOA movie was fantastic.
I just watched it the other day.
The DOA movie was really good.
Honestly, it's my favorite movie of all time.
The choreography was actually solid with the fighting. The girls fighting was really good, and they were fucking hot. Like, it's a good
movie.
They were good looking. They had good choreography. Some of it was like meh. Like, you could tell they weren't martial artists, but for the most part, it was pretty damn good.
We just watched it the other day because I'm like, how did I not watch this movie? Because I've loved DOA my whole life. And I was like, oh my God, this movie is like perfect. Like, this is absolutely perfect. And you've got like Tina as the main character. She's my favorite. So I'm like, this is just excellent. So yeah, I've been on a huge DOA kick from the volleyball games to playing the newest Dead or Alive. I want to give it another chance. But yeah, people debate me all the time and are like, oh, there's no story. I'm like, the story's a bit convoluted, so I need to refresh myself. But there absolutely is a story. It is not just about, but it is about the jiggle physics. Let's be real. We love that part. But like, there's a lot. It's a great series. I think it's probably my favorite fighter at this point.
They brought jiggle physics to Soul Calibur. Like, you can't beat that. Like,
which is my second favorite fighter. I love Soul Calibur, and even you look at the newest Soul Calibur, which I've been playing some of as well. The character creator, in my opinion, is the best character creator in all of gaming.
Oh, it is.
Like, you can do anything with it. You can make absolutely any character. And what I always use as a selling point is that the person that made the outfits for Ivy in the other games is actually a hentai artist, and they made outfits specifically for this game as DLC. You can buy DLC of just like it's literally,
it makes sense.
So horny. It's the best game ever. So.
And so it's funny. So I'm not a big Soul Calibur player because like I like fighting games. Like if I'm like going to rank them, fighting games are one of my top ones. David quickly surpassed me. David is like really good at Mortal Kombat. He's the asshole that never played tournaments and probably could have won money. Like he would just go online and beat people up and then intentionally quit to lose King of the Hill and go back. Like he's good, but he's an asshole. I digress. But overall, I enjoy, like, before Twitch became like the worst cesspool of all time, I used to enjoy going to watch legitimately good Soul Calibur players play on Twitch because they would choose different characters and play online. It was fun because the vast array of characters and the fact that they're coming from, so many different fighting games. Like, it was really cool to see that clash, and anyone that's just a giant fucking bear destroying things makes me very happy. So, and
if you have you have a PS4, I think you said, right?
I have a PS4.
Anyone that has a PS5, they just brought out Broken Destiny, which is like the portable Soul Calibur, and they put it on there. You can get it for like $10, and it's great because I didn't even realize how much Soul Calibur cared about their lore. At one point, they just give you a message when you're going in the story mode. They're like, none of this is related to the story, guys. Like, I'm not even joking. They're like, just play it and have fun. I'm like,
That's awesome.
It's just the most incredible game ever just for that. And you get to play whatever Kratos from God of War.
You always say Kratos because of your
Tales of Symphonia. Yeah. I know, because I play JRPGs and they say things wrong. I know.
Oh my.
Anyways, it's great. Go play Broken Destiny. It's fun.
So Elvis GC. I didn't know this. You know, Nightwing name actually comes from Krypton. He was a very Batman-like vigilante that existed on Krypton. And he also says Soups told Dick Grayson the story, and that's how he decided on that name. I didn't know that, actually.
I didn't know that. Elvis is a bro. He's actually a good friend of mine, and he got me more into DC than I was prior. So I was very much a Batman fanboy, and then he was like, there's so much other good too. And I didn't even know that, Elvis. So
thank you for that. Thank you for bringing that over to here. That's awesome. That helps make him even more badass, if I'm not lying. So, all right. So we were in the bad. We got into the fun. Now we're going to get into the ugly. We're going to get in wood chipper territory here.
Oh, goody.
So we are talking, we're not talking about Gengar back there doing things to you from behind.
Yeah, everything he does. I'm in Canada, so everything he does is legal to me. I can't. I tried calling the police, and they just laugh at me. So,
well, he is a minority. He's a ghost. So
he's purple.
Here's the thing. He can absolutely vote in America because he's dead. So that's our best votes come from.
Are you excited for Kamala, Gengar?
Still holding out hope for Hillary.
You actually have Joe Biden there. He's already dead. He's behind you. You have Joe Biden hanging.
Oh my God! Oh, we got to get some ice cream, bro. Oh my God.
It's ridiculous that he bowed out on National Ice Cream Day. Like that is.
Oh my!
That is
the biggest meme in the world. I love it.
Yeah. Press F for all the chocolate chip respecters out there.
Simulation theory is really getting more backed by the day, to be quite honest.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's fun making fun of Canada and Justin Trudeau, but we actually fucking can't right now. Like, Americans can't make fun of Canada, and I don't call you guys Canada. It's Canada. Canada sounds so much better. But it's like we can't do it, right? Because like we're in fucking shambles. We actually don't have a president right now. The guy's intubated somewhere.
You guys had a black president. We currently have one. It's crazy.
Kev only at parties. He's only black at parties.
He's probably pretty fun at those parties. Not gonna lie.
I mean, if you're into gay guys, like Castro clones, like. So we're gonna continue here. So press F for comics nowadays. Yes, throwing F's in there. You could literally have Joe Biden swallowing during his press conference today.
Oh God,
I didn't watch that.
No,
I had no need in watching a dead man speak. Like, I don't care. Joe Biden's dead. That's all I'm saying. He's not.
Could you see the strings and everything? Where he's like, Jesus.
That'd be hilarious if he's like, I got no strings. Like just started doing.
Oh no!
Jeff Dunham was actually sitting right next to him while he was giving the speech. It was really
he was just throwing his voice. Yeah. Great Biden impression here. All right, so speaking, we weren't talking about Biden being dead. That wasn't our negative thing. Our negative thing is MrBeast, his cohort over there, Kris Tyson, who is now apparently Ava Tyson, but I don't acknowledge that. So he's
Kris Tyson, according to their his Twitter handle.
And I guess Ava Kris Tyson. So they're not. It's not dead naming him as Kris Tyson. It's basically using their middle name at this point. So Kris Tyson came out as Ava Tyson, blah blah blah. But whoever doesn't know, he was a part of the MrBeast crew. Decided to be a terrible human and pretend to be a girl and leave his family, his kid, and things like that. And MrBeast defended him as people got on him. Whatever. He's an adult. Whatever people do in their own life, I don't give a shit. It has come out, what was it, 3 days ago? People were throwing allegations around that he was inappropriately sending messages to a 13-year-old on a Discord that the 13-year-old ran, and that he also took this 13-year-old into a camper in the middle of the woods. Now, since then, we have confirmed, we've seen screenshots and videos of these things going on with the messages. The screenshots came out of him. Apparently, the kid said they were just making racy jokes of him saying, hey, send me money and I'll send you nudes. It's not a fucking joke, number one.
That's the weirdest joke I've ever heard.
It's illegal, number one. And any adult that is talking to any minor, I don't care what fucking age they are, under 18 is a creep and deserves a wood chipper. Mm-hmm. But I will say, Keemstar went on Side Scrollers yesterday, and said that the whole entire thing about him going into the camper is untrue because Keemstar knows MrBeast. He knows Kris. And he said that it was confirmed by MrBeast that that's not true. And that it was a meetup, that the kid was a fan of theirs, met the whole MrBeast crew. Now, do I trust MrBeast? Absolutely fucking not. Because MrBeast has yet to come out and make a statement about this. He was quick to defend Kris when Kris was transitioning, when people were saying it was a nightmare, but he hasn't said a word about this, and I don't think that yet. Dave, what do you have up there?
Just Chris's apology.
Oh, so yeah. So Kris has since come out and apologized for anything he had done and is officially done with the MrBeast crew, and we're going to pull this up. And for those that haven't heard it yet, so Ava Kris Tyson and still Kris Tyson _ on X. I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments if it has hurt or offended anyone. It was not my intent. Seeing recent events, we mutually decided it's best I permanently step away from all things MrBeast and social media to focus on my family and mental health. Well, first off, your mental health is
in there for
long. Your mental health is long fucking gone. Okay, like you've decided that you wanted to leave your family, and that is, I, as a man who has 2 kids, I certainly can never imagine, number one, leaving them in general, but to leave them, and because when you transition and you change your name, there's a reason they call it dead naming. Kris Tyson doesn't exist anymore. It's now Ava Tyson in the family. He's not dad anymore. He's second mom. So for all intents and purposes, he has left his family. And then on top of that, I didn't intend to hurt anybody. I don't know. So I'm going to start off with you guys. You guys have plenty of fans. You have plenty of people in the chat. Some of them may be, under 18, right? It's YouTube. If you ever talk to one of them, would you ever consider telling them to send you money for your nudes?
Oh, dear God.
No.
What a well,
why? Who would
That's
ever?
what he did.
The worst setup ever. Like, I'll just say I usually make a joke where it's just like, if you're under 40, get the fuck out. And obviously I can't control people. Like,
you can't control who finds you on YouTube, right? It's a public platform, but you absolutely shouldn't be having these private conversations with them where you're making jokes like that. If you even get some kind of semblance or hint that they might be underage, even just in the way they're interacting, if they come across as immature, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
I even James and I have a philosophy too. It's like, look, we've been on the internet for a very long time and we understand how the internet works, and everything you say in private ends up public somehow, always. It's just how it fucking goes. If you put me in a DM group or anything, I absolutely will act the same way I do privately and publicly. If you blast those DMs, I will stand by whatever I've said to you privately. That's just how I am. I think that's the best way to go with the internet. So don't even get yourself involved in these DMs to begin with, is really the advice I would give to anyone. Like, why are you doing
James talked to you about our emails from earlier. James, you said you wouldn't talk about that.
Those were just for your eyes.
Like Kay said, everything gets out.
I use so much whipping cream just for you. Oh my God.
The whipped cream bikini from Varsity Blues.
But I think people get too comfortable on the internet sometimes, and they'll just say fucking anything, and it's jokes or whatever. You cannot change how people interpret what you say. If you think you're dancing a line like that with a minor where you're getting to just disgusting shit, don't even do it. Like, what are you doing? So yeah, I'm fully prepared for the day that my DMs gonna be blasted. Be like, okay, yeah, cool. I would have said this to you publicly as well. Like that, and he Kris Tyson should have expected the same thing. Yeah. Right? Why do you think this wouldn't come out at some point? And then you're going to be tee-hee, I didn't do anything. And you look at Lava's now defending it, pretty much saying, oh, it's just jokes and all this stuff. Were you paid off? Because you had an NDA at some point with MrBeast Gaming because you worked there for 2 years.
And he said he wasn't groomed. And what's the one thing about groomers? They don't fucking know they're groomed. It's the same thing as you're being taken advantage of. You're young. You don't understand. You're getting attention. And we've all, been through puberty. Dave is trying to reverse it with his puberty blockers, but we've all been through puberty. So it's like at that point, it doesn't matter who you are. You're the most secure kid or not. You're looking for validation. And especially if a cool adult you perceive as cool is giving you attention and giving you that validation, you're not going to perceive that as grooming. You're going to perceive that as, oh, I have to continue to do X, Y, or Z to continue to get the attention that I am getting. So I am going to do that. Now, I don't believe that these are the only things said between Kris and him. There is no way that this is the one racy joke, the one time that was said, especially that we have found out that Kris is into lolly child porn. And there is that one artist, what is his name? Shags something?
Shadman.
I mean, I've never heard of him ever.
No, not before this. I never knew it was.
Never heard of him.
And apparently, like, and again, I'll reference back to Keemstar talking on Side Scrollers when he DM'd, apparently Kris, because this guy drew Shad's 8-year-old daughter. Keem's 8-year-old daughter in a sexually explicit type of thing. And Kris's defense was, well, everyone on YouTube liked this guy at some point. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think about lolly stuff? I think it's fucking gross. I know some people defend it. I think it's gross.
It's disgusting. What? You're just lobbing me like balls. What do you think of this thing? It's terrible. Boom.
Listen, there's some weird fucking people on the internet. We've just actually met. I've seen you guys on Side Scores. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah. No. The funny thing is, it does come from a different time. I actually do know Shad, and Shad was really everywhere on the internet. I was talking about him recently, and it was this whole thing is weird, and it feels like a deflection, in my opinion, because I feel like people are very uncomfortable talking about Kris or whatever its name is being a pedophile and all this stuff. There's this weird mental block that people have when it comes to transsexuals, and you can't talk bad about them or anything. So now the new thing is moving the goalposts and canceling everybody over this Shad association. But I was there on the internet, and Shad was pretty much an edgy artist, and it's not like he only drew lolicon. He drew all sorts of stuff. He was kind of like an extreme alternative to Stone Toss. Like, he did political stuff, he did all this stuff, and he drew a lot of different YouTubers in a lot of different ways, and those YouTubers would usually just tweet him and be like, oh shit, that's me. And there was a running joke where it was just like, Shad responded to somebody on Twitter, run, because we all know what he's gonna do. So I feel like this is kind of a changing of internet history, where now people are treating like the Shad list like the Epstein flight logs, and it's just like it was literally just, he was an edgy artist that drew fucked up shit. And yeah, he got into it with Keemstar, and the whole Keemstar thing is they were going back at each other back and forth, and what ended up was Shad was threatening to be like, oh, I'm gonna draw your daughter, which has that implication, and then he ended up drawing his daughter, but it had no porn element to it whatsoever. So it was kind of like a weird chicken game. And yeah, that was fucked up. But there is a reason why everybody was talking about Shad back in the day, because he was very prevalent for a number of years there. And I don't even know if he's in prison or what now, but I think he went to prison for like drug charges or something. So, it's just it's been really weird to see as a old person on the internet, see this kind of weird changing of history and trying to cancel people, because I think really the issue and the focus should be pedophiles. And to me, I agree that Kris, he deserves the rope. If this is all true, he reminds me of a time traveling pedophile, if any of you guys know that reference on the internet. But yeah, I do think that
it's somewhere in there.
Somewhere there's a time traveling pedophile there that's going after America first. But yeah, so I don't really like this shift over to everyone that ever tweeted Shad or vice versa now needs to be canceled, because I think that's honestly pretty retarded, when it was artists that just did a whole bunch of stuff, and we really should be focusing on the problem here. Did Kris molest a kid or not? And if so, go find a rope and jump off a bridge.
Agreed.
And it really was a running gag, by the way. Smash Mouth literally got baited into replying to him as well, because he made art of Smash Mouth. So it's like a lot of people just knew him off of Twitter and the baseline stuff, and it's very hard to explain if you weren't there, but if you were on the internet at the time, you do understand. And I agree with James. It's very interesting to see the switch of history, this trying to shift the goalpost. It's just everyone's trying to dodge the actual issue of Kris Tyson, in my opinion. I do think that it's okay to call out what Shad has done, but to get to this point where you're canceling people for all this stuff, and you're not even understanding the context of what the internet looked like at the time, or the context of those conversations whatsoever. Just, they're trying to cancel somebody who had like SpongeBob and Patrick art from him on their wall. And it's like, there's nothing going on in that photo whatsoever.
If you ever bought art from this artists who had like open commissions and everything, you are now the devil. And it's just like, are you really putting those people in the same box as the person that may have molested a minor? Like, this makes no fucking sense. So I'm actually very against that. And I know a lot of people are spurging out about it and raising their pitchforks, but it's very strange. I was reading threads on Twitter today from people that are still around from that era of the internet, and everyone's like, man, this is weird that everyone is reacting to Shad Base in this way, because it used to just be this like weird edgy joke that everyone knew about, and now people are using it as the latest canceling thing. And I don't know, not a fan of it. I think we should focus on the actual pedophiles that are trying to give kids cupcakes and meet them in into alleyways and all that stuff, personally.
And I agree with that. And I think we need to, one thing we don't do right now is no one differentiates anything anymore, right? Like, we can sit there and look at people that wanted lolicon from him, as opposed, and got it and praised it, as opposed to people who just got some edgy pictures of them, like that were drawn of them, right? Like, there is a difference between crossing the line and just being edgy, and I think that comes with being edgy, right? You push that line, and that comes with it. So again, I agree with you. I'm not into like the whole entire like canceling anyone that's ever associated with them. I think that's stupid. And yeah, pitchfork culture has gotten out of control in current day on all sides. I won't say on all sides, because here's the thing. If you say something fucking stupid, you should have consequences, or you do something dumb, you should have consequences. That's not canceling. And I think we see a lot more people are conflating consequences with cancellation right now. So Shad's a different story. Like, that whole thing, like, if people are canceling over that just from interacting with them, or that's stupid. But I think we need to, we need to differentiate things. Now, I want to compare and contrast reactions, because not too long ago, we had Dr. Disrespect, and he was not necessarily caught, but had a ton of allegations going around that he was doing. He did admit it. I was getting to that. He admitted it. But at first, it was just allegations that he did something very similar. We had inappropriate conversations with a minor and potentially met up with this minor. None of that was confirmed that he met up with the minor at a con or whatever. But at most, he admitted to having inappropriate conversations, and has subsequently been, taken out of everything. He had lost basically all the sponsorships, and, he said he's going on vacation. He'll be back. We'll see. We'll see what happens when he comes back and starts streaming again. He might be the next candidate for lolcow. We'll see what happens when he comes back, because, that might just be his future. But we've seen some notable people, and I'm going to talk about Pokimane and Valkyrie, because Pokimane and Valkyrie came out very strong against Dr. Disrespect, which is kind of out of their character, because they really... I
don't know about that. It's pretty in their character, actually. Well, it's pretty in their character.
They kept out of a bunch of shit. They were both just kind of hoes trying to be hoes and get their simps to send them money, right? That's kind of what their shtick is. Be simps, send us money. But they have come out and just not necessarily defended Kris, but have made this more about, well, don't attack all trans people because of what he's doing. So I want to get your reactions to like the difference in what has kind of been around the internet over what went on with Dr. Disrespect as opposed to what's going on with Kris.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was alluding to, is that Kris now has this shield, right? And so he's got the trans shield, where now if you attack him at all, you'll always see it, like anytime there's a trans shooter or, any, trans molester, which tends to happen, is that, you have to respect their pronouns and you have to do all this stuff, or else you're attacking all of them. And meanwhile, Dr. Disrespect, who I think is a white male, honestly, I don't know these people too well. He always wears the sunglasses. He might be Mexican. Not sure.
He's actually Beardo in disguise from.
That makes so much more sense. But yeah, it's the usual thing is you have this shield here, and then you can't be attacked for it, and it's absolutely disgusting, and it's so pointless. It's like the Norm Macdonald joke about it would be so terrible if there was a bomb that blew up and all Muslim people were blamed, and like he said that to that other comedian, and that they just took it at face value. So you're right. Yeah, oh my God. And like she just did not get it. But yeah, it's constantly a shame. And it's funny that this keeps happening, and it keeps happening with the same type of people, but we're not allowed to point it out. We can never point it out.
You would think that if they're suffering from a mental disorder, that they would potentially do things that are and correct, right? And not getting treated for that said mental disorder of gender dysphoria, that they would then start to do things that maybe aren't acceptable in society. It's a really wild jump to conclude there, James.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Kay, what about you? What about your reactions to how people have been reacting to this, as opposed to what's going on with what went on with Dr. Disrespect?
Yeah, it's very interesting. It really reminds me of Bruce Jenner, when Bruce Jenner hit somebody with a car, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, I transitioned, and now like everyone's just going to forget I magically did this. Yes. I think there's a lot of fear around it because ultimately people will throw buzzwords at those people. Oh, you're just transphobic of me. You don't understand.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, but and so like they'll throw those words around at you, and people get afraid of being called those words. Oh no, but it's like it's all deflection tactics to shield you from the fact that you did something wrong. And so, it doesn't surprise me in the least. I think that there's a bigger story here besides just all the politics around, gender or whatever. I think also MrBeast represents the biggest YouTuber in the world. And ultimately the cultural movement of what, media is today. That's kind of the next transition from like traditional media. Now we're going into YouTube stuff. Yeah. So letting MrBeast fall in any way, shape, or form, who has tried to keep a squeaky clean image, is a big deal. He has a deal with Amazon coming up soon for a new show that he's doing. This could very much impact that.
What is his culpability in all this? Considering that he's defended him, considering that there's potential that we've seen Jake the Viking, who was a part of his crew, say Jimmy knew, which, Blabs brought up on Side Scrollers, that could be self-implicating, because was he around when Jimmy knew? Did Jake know? And, that's neither. I'm not going after Jake the Viking at all. It's just a fair question. If you're saying Jimmy knew, how do you know Jimmy knew? How do
you know Jimmy knew? I think
Nico, comes out and says things. Nico was a part of the crew as well. Yep. So, should MrBeast have consequences from keeping this individual around until something like this occurred? Should he answer for what he knew, and if he knew this was going on?
Well, I think part of it too is like, obviously they have a very close relationship. He's close with all the people in his crew. Now, if we're talking about Jake the Viking, I think he left MrBeast's crew I'm so ashamed that I know all this information about them, but I do.
Right? I know none of these people. Yeah.
I know too much about all this shit. But I think Jake the Viking left a few years ago. I know Sneeko, he was in there during the early days, and I assume he got along with MrBeast because MrBeast actually used to be more edgy. If you look at the content he first started out as, he was just one of us hanging out. He was also shit posting on the internet 110%. You can confirm that. He was a big anime fan. Like, he was into all of, I'm not saying anime is conflated with any of this, but just like, he was very much
out of this, damn it.
Yeah, right. I'm a weeb too, but just he was very much, he was the gamer, he was the anime kid sitting in front of a camera, doing very simple things like, spinning a fidget spinner. He was saying all sorts of slurs and everything. And then as he got more popular, he started to clean his image. And on the Sneeko perspective, I think they worked together for a little while, and then, whatever happened. But Sneeko takes it as, well, now you're trying to clean up your image kind of shit. Sure, whatever. Jake the Viking, I think he was around a few years ago and left. This must have been going on for a very long time, that people knew this like inner secret. I feel like it's okay to say that maybe Jake the Viking knew, but also I think he made that statement to be sensationalist, to be like, he could have elaborated and said, I never knew about this, but Jimmy must have known because they were roommates at some point. And then people would not even be questioning this, but he wanted that snappy tweet that would go viral, and that worked against him. So whether or not Jake the Viking didn't know, it's hard to say. But what's interesting is now we have more videos coming out of other people. We had somebody who had the NDA paper in front of them that they worked for MrBeast, saying, yes, this was a known thing. I worked for MrBeast for a while. Then he released this whole like document on like, here's all the like mispractices within the MrBeast brand. Then you have actually a second person that came out shortly a few hours ago who also claims they got groomed, who was also a part of the Discord. And he's saying that he was friends with Lava, who's the original person they're all talking about. And that person, that they both were trying to work together at MrBeast Gaming. The Lava person ended up working there, ended up signing an NDA at some point. This is this guy's claim. And that he ended his friendship because he didn't want to work at the MrBeast thing while they were in the Discord, because they were both Discord Jannies, for lack of better words. They were Discord Jannies. They were underage. and they were Discord Jannies for Kris Tyson. And Kris Tyson allegedly was spamming a Nightbot with porn to a Discord full of minors. And then this was constantly going on. And then when they got more popular, the MrBeast crew, and I'm not saying this is a representative MrBeast, I'm just saying this is Kris Tyson, made that Discord public, but forced those two Jannies to scrub the Discord clean.
Wow.
Before they made
Clean
it
up,
public.
Jannies.
Wouldn't be
literally.
surprised.
So-
Yeah.
The thing is, it's
Wow.
like, so at this point, the only thing that I think we truly have confirmed, right, is the fact that the comments existed between him and Lava. And that's like kind of the big thing that we truly know, right? The rest of this is just allegations because we don't know if the NDA is legit. We don't know if that person really worked. You know, we like,
yeah, there's a lot to confirm.
all this stuff is allegations, and we need to have discernment there. And it's like, so it's tough because right now we're going to see this. People are going to pile on, and we're going to have to figure out what's real, what's bullshit, because there is a lot of things. Because we had the thing come out with Dr. Disrespect, where there was the email, they confirmed this and that, and it's like no one ever confirmed any of that.
Yeah.
So you know, it's like it's tough to tell, especially with the internet nowadays, because everyone's going to want their 15 minutes, and you're also going to have your trolls that just want to, you know, I don't think they care whether or not MrBeast or Kris go down. They just want to be trolls and get their lols on the internet to do something stupid. So it's like, as much as like, you know, and the things you're saying are believable, right? It seems to be within Kris's character. So it's real easy to continue the character assassination, right?
Yeah, exactly. And again, this is all just stuff that's like popping up on social media every 5 minutes. Like, I don't know. So this is just what I'm seeing so far of this guy. And apparently there's been other people that have corroborated that. I don't know how true that is. But the point is that this is becoming a mess, and MrBeast doesn't want this under his belt because he's made his image squeaky clean. He's trying to transcend YouTube. He's trying to be the biggest media company possible. And that's probably why he doesn't want to speak out, because he knows that there's going to be a lot of questions. At the end of the day, what is the answer? MrBeast was also edgy with Kris Tyson, maybe not doing the same things.
And Nate actually said this, though, because Nate came up here. Funny to think about it now. MrBeast did a small bit on Kill Tony and made a joke about getting canceled for being associated with Tony Hinchcliffe. And anyone that's ever seen Kill Tony's as edgy as it gets. They just rip the shit out of each other. The comedians there, and it's no holds barred. They use TOGAF all the time. They say whatever the fuck they want there. So it's like to think MrBeast went on there and his image is to young kids. And I think that's what makes this more and more concerning. Anytime you diddle with kids at all, you deserve a wood chipper. But it's even worse when you're marketed to these young kids. And I think that MrBeast really fucked up and stepped in it when he said, hey, I want to run for president. Because then he stepped into a whole entire line of shit. Because right now you can't make that joke. Because politics are so hot right now that now everyone's going to try and analyze, well, how would he run? Is he a conservative? Is he a Republican? Is he going to vote for Trump? Is he a leftist? Is he woke? And I think right there, he put a microscope on himself from the wider audience that maybe didn't give a shit about him, right? The more politicos that didn't care, where he was peripheral, they knew about him, he did good things, like he got shit from the woke for helping blind people and people in Africa get water, and he got defended. And you know what? It's like, but then he opened himself up into a can of worms, and now more eyes are on him than I think he wanted. I think his kid audience was fine. They didn't give a shit, right? But now he has a bunch of adults now looking at him, and then now he's defending his good friend that is trans, and that became a big deal. And it's like, I think, like you said, Kay, he just kind of doesn't want to deal with any of this shit. But unfortunately, with his status comes all of this, right? Like, if you have this going on in your crew and you are supposed to market to kids, I'm sorry, he needs to come out and say something.
Yeah,
Like,
it's shocking he hasn't said anything. And what's interesting too is that Night Media, Reed used to work with him, and 2 months ago they split apart because pretty much there was an issue with Beast Burger, and they're in a whole lawsuit thing with that right now. And those two had some disagreements. I'm paraphrasing the situation, but I don't think he has a manager currently either. So he's apparently talking about he's been talking about interviews recently, how he's kind of like leading things on his own recently. So I don't think he has any sort of PR to help him get through this, because I mean, what YouTuber sets up a PR thing? Usually when they get big, they do, but I think he's just in a weird middle period. I think he's the type of person that's just a very casual, like, I don't really care about anything. I just want to make money and make the things I do and be successful. And now he's being thrust in this whole different position. And you bring up an excellent point with the presidency. I think he's put a huge lens on himself, and you have to wonder who's been holding on to screenshots, waiting for that moment where he's going to say something big like that. And that's where this is all getting dumped. Because like even this whole Kris Tyson thing, I think the Prism guy was doing this for a year, and he had this video out like a month ago, and now 2 days ago we're getting this.
Yep. And the thing is, it's like the silence makes it worse, because now all the internet stuff gets swirling, and until you can come out and say what's true and not, then it's going to be true. The wildest shit's going to be true. And I think the worst part is my last reference to Keemstar and Side Scrollers. I'm tired of, thank you, Side Scrollers. I love you, Craig, but I'm tired of talking about you guys. But Keemstar said that he was DMing with MrBeast about this. So it means that MrBeast is fully aware. He knows what's going on. He obviously is like, again, he knows about it all, and he's willing to DM somebody who he's friends with about it. But he's not going to come out and say something. Keemstar said, like, he's not the type of guy to make a statement. So don't hold your breath. He's probably just going to go make another video and hope it blows over.
Well, that was kind of his biggest mistake. Look, I don't necessarily love or hate Keemstar. He is just Keemstar. He's the gnome, right?
Yeah,
but he's the drama guy too. At the end of the day, he's trying to make money off of drama constantly. And the fact that these YouTubers are going and trusting Keemstar with information is retarded. It's the most retarded idea ever. If I ever got into contact with Keemstar, I wouldn't trust him with anything.
Exactly.
It's just because that's the business he's in, drama alert. He literally got popular from just sitting there and listening to YouTubers bicker and being like, come on my show and talk.
You bring him on for the lulz. Like, honestly, like he has lolcow.
He's a step below Ralph. Like, Ralph is worse.
Modelo!
Keem's never coming on our fucking show.
Well, he'll still come on. You can talk shit about Keem. He doesn't care.
That's true. He will.
But he's a step below him, and you don't necessarily trust anything with Keem. Like, Keem's a businessman. It's what he does. He's for the drama. So he's gonna leak whatever the fuck he wants. He might not dox you. He might not be Ralph. He might not try to kill you over
I'm
something.
gonna piss on your grave, bitch.
Exactly. The potato said I could piss on your grave. But
he said I could come on your grave.
Yeah, he said I could come on your grave. But anyway, if you haven't watched the recent pill streams,
they're the best.
They're amazing. I watched the casino coverage of them because they're well cut. But anyway, Keem's like a step below that, and the fact that like you said, it's drama. That's his content. That's what he wants. He just had Boogie put liar on his fucking face, tatted on his face, which Boogie deserves.
Boogie will do anything for fun.
Yeah,
that was so.
And I don't even hate Keem for doing any of that for the record. It's like I just know that he is.
The Lolcow podcast is absolutely fucking genius, because there's always going to be new Lolcows that pop up, and there's always going to be ones that need money. And when Boogie and fucking Wings wear out their welcome, he'll get some more people to pay $50K to come on. Like, they will absolutely, like I'm saying, I really think Dr. Disrespect, if he comes back and he shits the bed, I think he will be the next host of Lolcow. They'll kick out Boogie. They'll bring him on. And could you imagine Disrespect and Wings? That might actually be fucking hilarious to watch.
That could be great. I think Wings is coming out the best in that whole thing, because he's just sitting there making money. And he's just like, I looked at porn on page 5 of tranny she-mails. I don't care.
It's amazing that you could make Wings look normal.
Wings looks so normal.
When Wings piled on, when Destiny, that piece of fucking human garbage, but when Destiny was on, Lolcows to call out Boogie for the first time, and there was like some plausible deniability, and Wings just put the fucking stake into Boogie's heart when he's like, hey, the medical records, we had to do them for our boxing match. Wouldn't it have been disclosed there? And it was like right there, boom. And that's when everyone started piling on, giving him as much money as possible, because they knew Boogie was never going to accept it. That motherfucker turned down $80K right there. I would have gotten a fake document right away. I would have been Googling a fake document saying I had cancer and put it up there just to get the 80K.
I really, Boogie is insanely retarded, because what I said was, like, if he knew he was faking it, because Boogie's either incredibly retarded or he's just the worst liar in the world. But what he should have done is he should have said, I will show this, but if it is proven fake, you have to give me at least half. And I think they would have done it. They would have done it. So he could have at least gotten $40K.
Yeah,
like just to show nothing.
He just went on MS Paint and just like Typed it with the fucking spray can thing.
Doctor,
I have HDE cancer with the K, like a backwards Mortal Kombat K. Like, and just like put it up and be like, you owe me 40K, bitches. All you said is you wanted a document. I produced one. That would have been smart, but he's a retard. He's an absolute retard. Oh my God. So I want to end this off on some sort of positive. So what we're going to do is the positive is going to be, what should people look forward to on your channel right now? What are you guys streaming next? That's going to be the positive here.
Well, yeah. Hey, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the absolute shit show. I love it. But over on Melee Games, we're doing so much stuff. We're going to be live every single day until Sunday somewhere. So tomorrow, we're not going to be live on our channel, but Kay is going to be talking to Cult of Carl, the RNG Gaming podcast with Angry Canadian about Paper Mario and that remake. And then Kay will also be on Friday for Phoenix. Kay, you can say this part. You know
Phoenix Press. We're going to talk about Top Gun. We have a history of us disagreeing on film entirely, but I was like, no, I actually like Top Gun. He's like, okay, perfect. Let's talk about Top Gun. So like every other film he's shown me, I'm like, this is the worst shit imaginable.
So wait, hold on. I need so here we go. What films has he showed you that you say is the worst shit?
People might agree with him more than me, but I thought Robin Hood Men in Tights was awful. Personally.
Oh my God. I hold on one second. And James, you're the only representative of Melee Games.
Oh my God. What if I agree with her though? I love Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks is great. Mel Brooks is great, but Robin Hood Men in Tights was rough. I don't have nostalgia for it. It was rough. And then the other one was Independence Day. But the reason why is because
you're not American.
No, I love things like They Live. I love America, man. But like Independence Day, it was like the explosion and the dog jumping, and then I was like, "Are you taking it seriously or not? What is this, a serious film or a funny film? I don't know." Mars Attacks, though, fantastic. It made me fall in love with Mars Attacks. It's like, oh my God, we need to watch.
Same year, and one is very optimistic and one's very nihilistic. You can tell the kind of person you are depending on which movie you like.
So I'm the person. Maybe I'm the basic bitch. I like all three. Okay, so
there you
all
go.
three are.
I don't hate Independence Day. Like there was a moment. Okay, there's like a Star Fox reference that happens. There's at the end of the movie, there's like this thing that happens with a spaceship or whatever, and they actually use that in Star Fox 64, and I was like, okay, that's freaking cool.
If you don't get a Woody for the president's speech, then I don't know if you're alive.
I love the speech. The speech is great. That's the only redeeming part of the film. It's just like everyone is like so excited about Will Smith's one-liners, and then he's got like this wife with like a kid. I don't even know if the kid's his or not. And then there's this whole like stripper plot, and then
too close to reality.
It's just a lot.
Exactly. Movie a long time. I forgot about a lot of
reality. Okay, that was a legitimate plot. Okay, why are you mad at the plight of the inner city military man that is going on to fight for the fucking world?
I feel bad for him.
He is the stepdad who stepped up against the aliens.
But here's
he slapped them for putting his wife's mouth in their fucking name. Okay,
and that bitch is faithful. Okay, it's the only thing that wasn't realistic, that she was faithful to him throughout that whole thing.
That's true. So I was not a huge fan of those films, but we're talking about Top Gun, and I absolutely love Top Gun. I think it's fantastic.
One? I haven't seen Maverick yet. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you should watch it.
We're
talking
really good.
We're talking original, but I love Maverick. I think Maverick's fantastic too. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
I have nothing against it. It's just a 6 and a 4-year-old just takes up my whole time, and podcasting on top of that makes me not watch anything ever.
Of course. No, but it's worth it. If you get like 2 hours, just sneak out, go watch Top Gun, come back. It's great. So we're going to talk Top Gun, but I found out during all of that as well that he like really despises The Phantom Menace. And this is another movie that I'm controversial for because I love The Phantom Menace to the point where I've collected as much as possible from those movies. So I'm going to deck my whole area out here in Phantom Menace stuff tomorrow just to mog on him. Or Friday, on Friday.
Phantom Menace, the best fight scene in Star Wars history. Yes. Is, the Fates fight. Like, that is the best fight.
Exactly.
But they also wasted the best Sith of all time, and they made him a mute with like 3 words. So there is good and bad in that, because Darth Maul is the best Sith of all time.
I love Darth Maul.
And- But
But
like,
you know why he's a mute though, right? Because of the thick Australian accent that they had to go with. They dub him over, right? So it's the only person that could do Darth Maul is like a master swordsman, Ray Park, right? Okay.
so why not make him Australian? It's fucking Star Wars. He's an alien.
Yeah,
He gives a fuck.
if you've watched X-Men, he's Toad in X-Men, and that's what he sounds like. Is he's just like, "Oi, mate!" And so it's just like, okay, so
that would make it even better.
Yeah.
If you would have just been like, "Crikey, come get some!" Like, and he's fucking like.
If you want more Darth Maul, if you want peak Darth Maul, I will simp for the Clone Wars. Go watch the CGI Clone Wars.
Clone Wars is fantastic.
Okay, there we go.
Clone Wars is fantastic. Rebels, listen, controversial. I love Rebels because Kanan Jarrus is my favorite Jedi.
Yeah,
Kanan's
he's
a badass.
great.
Yeah.
And
my
Rebels
boy
is
Thrawn's in it, so love
Yes,
Thrawn.
Rebels is good, and Dave Filoni still sucks, but those 2 were great.
Yeah.
James, I'm so sorry. I completely just ruined your shilling, like, entirely.
No, you did great. No, well,
I just like
we
decided to ruin it.
Clearly, we need to talk movies with these guys sometime.
Oh, I'm so down. You guys
Yeah.
want to talk?
Come back on 8.
I'm not much of a movie person. Personally, I'm newer to film. So that's why people enjoy just being like, go watch this film. And I'm like, it sucks because I didn't watch it in 1996.
Yeah.
But I'll talk about whatever film. So feel free to throw
You
them in
need
front
to
of me.
watch Never-Ending Story at your age right now, and not watch it when you're young, and try not to either be high or get high in it.
Good luck.
Enjoy it. Like at this point, as an adult, if you don't have a nostalgia factor, you just need to be high as a fucking kite, because that movie is ridiculous. But yeah, I think that's one you got to watch.
Oh,
Okay, do you know about the horse?
No.
Okay, I got to show her Never-Ending Story.
Stop! No, don't do that. Oh my god. Yeah, no, that's mean. But okay, so James, what are you going to be on? You going to be anywhere that we need to?
Oh
know
yeah,
about?
so and we're gonna be live again on our channel this Saturday for the Gifted Games Gallery. As we mentioned in this show, we get gifted all sorts of great and
Shadows.
No. So anyway, we're playing good games, I think, this weekend. Maybe we'll find out. So that's this Saturday. We're gonna be live with the Gifted Games Gallery, and of course our flagship show here this Sunday. We are back with Steam Roulette. Who knows what games we'll land on this Sunday? And then you want to go to next week, Tuesday. We're playing Halo Custom Night. We only have 3 spots available. If anyone wants to come play Halo with us, or it's all custom nights, like crazy stuff, you can let us know over on our Discord. And our Discords aren't weird like those other Discords. I'll say that. So there you go.
So only underage kids go on the Discord.
There you go.
Popcorn. Chris is actually a mod on their Discord.
Yeah, he's our only mod, actually. If you're under the age of 18, you're not let in. So, or
anyway,
you are. Yeah.
So we had a blast. We should definitely do a movie night where we just kind of come and talk movies, because I think that'll be fun. And by that time, Kay would have seen more than like 6 of them, so we'll be in good shape.
And hate them all.
Yeah, exactly.
She'll hate them all. And we'll like have to just sit there and rip her for hating movies.
Please do. I'm totally down for it.
But overall, we appreciate everyone for watching. Everyone on X, YouTube, and Facebook, wherever you are. Thank you for watching. Go give us a like, share, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow us on all social media at the Alex Cuesta Show. And we'll be back next week with another fun show. I hope you guys enjoyed the debauchery of this week. It's fun when we get to talk games, have a good time. This did not disappoint.
Yep.
I expected it to be this way. I am sad James didn't take his shirt off. And we only got 1 Gengar molestation, but
there's time for more. There you go.
All right. So everybody, we'll be back next week. We appreciate all of you. So long, y'all.